Meet Kenneth Michael Merrill, an up-and-coming entrepreneur who is giving a new definition to the words human capital. He is someone who has laid out most of his life to the public eye, known as the world's first publicly traded man. Merrill was raised in a tiny town known as the Coldfoot of Alaska, a compact community where he provides a rough estimate of the population to consist of 10 individuals. Throughout his childhood, he had grown up with immediate family such as his 2 brothers. However, when the time came for him to leave the nest and enter school, he ended up struggling socially with other kids, as it was an environment he wasn't accustomed to. Although growing up in seclusion on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, struggling with social skills, he has become a predominant figure who has put forward shares of himself with a mass backing by the public. This was so shareholders could guide decisions throughout his life, whether that be related to business in relation to his startups, as well as having put forward votes regarding his social and personal life choices, such as the type of surgery he should be a part of or the type of slippers he should wear. This had eventually led to a deeper connection with his shareholders. Instead of being primarily focused on financing his projects, they began to be seen as close friends, sharing the same ideas and having fun throughout the joint venture. Although the experiment began with only a few friends and family, the up-and-coming entrepreneur has steadily built a broad following, while maintaining a deep connection with his followers from the beginning, as he's had communication via Zoom calls during work hours in order to discuss business-related queries and ways in which they could tackle certain issues together. It has slowly branched off into a personal connection, whereby they would play games together and organise tournaments, which helped contribute to a more philanthropic side of Merrill, as these tournaments helped fund charitable organisations. As Merrill builds a deep sense of connection between relevant parties, it has led to what the experiment has become today, whereby there have also been social meetups and meetings for further discussions to take place. His share price began to snowball from only $1 and then into $2 and eventually has reached what it has become today, $79.83 per share. He had even put forward a report of his initial romantic date in order to sway investor confidence to enable him to take this relationship further. Among the more controversial takes that have occurred throughout Merrill's life is the decision for the vote on a political party that was against his own stance, in which it was decided by investors that the vote should go towards the Republicans rather than the alternative. During all the hype, many began to speculate that inside trading may have been taking place, as many of his investors consisted of close friends and family. In order to tackle this issue, Merrill began issuing periodic updates of his personal life and the decisions he's been making independently. Through this ordeal, Merrill had also stated that he has been supporting decisions proposed by unrelated parties, as it provides more objective decisions, whereas close associates would primarily make votes in which they believe Merrill would personally support. Merrill has likened his excitement to one of the most predominant investors of our time, Warren Buffett, as there have been consecutive shareholder meetings even throughout the pandemic, in which he has stated to be more of a conference with a myriad of talks taking place and addressing any up-and-coming decisions. This then proposes the question, although Mike Merrill had a deep interest in this experiment as more of an innovative invention, why would shareholders be so interested in the life choices of an individual they barely knew? Why would they be personally invested in Mike Merrill? A common idea for this query would be the idea of living through Merrill, the idea that their decisions not only had an effect on Merrill's life, but also had an effect on the shareholders themselves, of living a life they could only dream of, experiencing what he experiences without having to actually take action except to lodge a vote with like-minded investors. As the company began receiving mainstream attention, Merrill had in turn taken out credit card debt that proposed a risk to his financing. A way he tackled this problem was by connecting with a financial coach due to circumstances regarding his unemployment, which he addressed through the help of his shareholders, in which he would pay for someone to refer him to a job. With great success, one of his investors provided a job offer located in Los Angeles. In a bite-sized summary, Mike Merrill is an ongoing entrepreneur that received mainstream attention once he began publicizing his life choices to would-be investors, garnering votes from individuals he has built a deep and lasting connection with. What has started off as a side project with peak interest has turned into an innovative idea that has paved the way for alternative figures. But moving forward, what will happen to Mike in the coming future? Will he pursue his job in Los Angeles, or will he venture off somewhere else? I guess we'll have to see what his latest posts tell us.